You won't believe what the woman did to her own son. A boy full of dreams. A boy on the edge of greatness. And yet, the person who destroyed him wasn't a stranger. It was his own mother. His name was Sadiq, and from the moment he could kick a ball, people said he was special. He didn't just play football, he danced with it. His legs were made for greatness, and everyone who saw him on the pitch knew this boy would go far. By the time he turned 19, Sadiq had already played for a top club in Asaba. Coaches whispered about him. Scouts followed him. And then, the big break came. He was selected to travel to Turkey. A real professional contract. Visa processing in Lagos had already begun. His family celebrated like it was Christmas. His mother was the loudest. She sang in church. She rolled on the floor in thanksgiving. After all, her son was going abroad through talent, not Yahoo, not fraud, just pure God-given talent. But just days before his flight, everything changed. During a routine training session in Lagos, Sadiq suddenly stopped. He looked into the sky, then burst into loud laughter. Before anyone could ask what was wrong, he started removing his clothes. He ran across the stadium, laughing, shouting, rolling on the ground. Sadiq had gone mad. No sickness. No warning. The same boy who was preparing for Europe was now screaming in public and running barefoot on the street. They rushed him back home. His mother cried day and night. Pastors prayed. Prophets fasted. Some said it was village people. Others blamed jealous friends. But nothing worked. Sadiq never came back to himself. He became one of those people you see wandering in town. Sometimes silent. Sometimes screaming. Sometimes picking dirt from the gutter. And the saddest part, he wasn't born that way. Everyone in the community remembered who he used to be. The child prodigy. The hope of the street. The one who almost made it. Years passed. Children grew up, but Sadiq remained the same. Mad, lost. Forgotten. Then one day, something happened that shocked everyone. It was a Sunday morning. The church was full. Praise and worship was going on. And then, out of nowhere, his mother dropped to her knees at the altar and began to scream. I did it, she cried. I didn't want him to leave me. The congregation went silent. You could hear a pin drop. Tears poured from her eyes as she confessed to spiritually tying her own son. She said she went to a native doctor before his trip and asked them to do something small just to delay his journey so he wouldn't forget her once he reached Turkey. But the charm backfired. Instead of stopping him temporarily, it took his mind permanently. The same woman who had celebrated his football, who danced when the visa was approved, had been the one who planted the evil that ruined him. People wept. Some shouted. Some tried to drag her out of the church. But she fell on the ground, begging God for mercy. And guess who was standing at the back of the church that day? Sadiq. Still dirty. Still barefoot. Still silent. But for the first time in years, a single tear rolled down his cheek. Maybe he heard her. Maybe he understood. Or maybe some part of his spirit had been waiting for the truth. That confession was the beginning of change. Sadiq slowly started to improve. He began to talk, just small words at first. He started to recognize familiar faces. He stopped roaming. Eventually, someone gave him a corner shop, and he learned how to cut hair. Today, he runs a small barbing salon in the community. Quiet. Simple. Focused. He no longer talks about football. He doesn't mention Turkey. But sometimes, if you look into his eyes, you'll see something, a spark that never fully died. And his mother? She lives with the weight of what she did. She prays every day. But the damage had already been done. Let this be a warning. Sometimes, the people who love us the most are the ones who hurt us the deepest. And sometimes, fear disguises itself as love, but ends up destroying the very thing it was trying to protect. Sadiq could have been a football star. But his own mother chose fear over faith.